very warm good afternoon and namaskar to all of you. On behalf of the chairperson and the core team, I extend a warm welcome to all of you. This year has been, and the year which has gone by, has been a litmus test for the entire school fraternity as we grappled and continue to grapple with the aftermath of pandemic. But our schools, students, teachers have braced through the challenge with resilience and hope. On this note, we present you a mindfulness prayer, and with the hope that challenges will be less in the year 2022. Neelam, can we have the prayer?
Ankit, please play the prayer.
ये मत कहो खुदा से मेरी मुश्किलें बड़ी है, ये मत कहो खुदा से मेरी मुश्किलें बड़ी है, ये मुश्किलों से कह दो मेरा खुदा बड़ा है। आती है आंधियाँ तो कर उनका खैर मुकदम, आती है आंधियाँ तो कर उनका खैर मुकदम, तूफान से ही तो लड़ने खुदा ने तुझे गढ़ा है। ये मत कहो खुदा से मेरी मुश्किलें बड़ी है, ये मुश्किलों से कह दो मेरा खुदा बड़ा है।
I am the winds inside the star. I am the child seen from afar. I am the water which few can drink. I am the man who dares to think. I am the fire burning bright. I am the ancient, age-old might. I am the earth of long renown. I am the bond of up and down. I am the elements, the blocks of life. I am the Lord, your God divine.
अग्नि में तप के सोना है और भी निखरता, अग्नि में तप के सोना है और भी निखरता, दुर्गम को पार करके हिमालय कोई चढ़ा है, लाएगी रंग मेहनत आखिर तुम्हारी एक दिन, लाएगी रंग मेहनत आखिर तुम्हारी एक दिन, होगा विशाल परवर वो बीज जो बड़ा है। ये मत कहो खुदा से मेरी मुश्किलें बड़ी है, ये मुश्किलों से कह दो मेरा खुदा बड़ा है। मेरा खुदा बड़ा है, मेरा खुदा बड़ा
We at NPSC have played an instrumental role in reopening of the schools and would like to congratulate the chairperson, Dr. Sudha Acharya, and the core team and the other esteemed members of NPSC whose inspiration keeps us going. On this note, I invite Dr. Sudha Acharya, chairperson NPSC, to deliver the welcome address and also brief the members about the vaccination program and at length the role of NPSC in reopening of schools in Delhi. Over to you, Sudha ma'am, and heartiest congratulations for the great work which we are doing with your leadership and how the team has helped in reopening of schools in Delhi. Over to you, Sudha ma'am.
Thank you, and a very good afternoon to all of you. It's my honor and privilege to welcome you all to this general body meeting. As Asa said, our role in reopening the school and in the vaccination program has been very, very crucial. All of us have taken a proactive role towards reopening or welcoming back our children, our soul into our school. So all of you know that I wrote a letter to LG and wrote a letter to even CBSE, to ministry, to reopen the school, and it was very well received. Every day, almost daily basis, we all of us, like be it Tanya, be it Sehgal sir, be Amita man, myself, all of us were very, very vocal about school reopening. And finally, we have opened up. But only, and then in vaccination also, when it opened up for the age group of 15 to 18, it was seen and observed that there was a huge gap in between government schools vaccination percentage and private school vaccination percentage. In our zone itself, our SDM took a proactive role, and every day I was supposed to give the cluster of school in charge the rate of vaccination, and we could see the gap. So in that case, NPSC also took a proactive role. We conducted a webinar with the help of doctors, with the help of school leaders, principals, teachers, and students together to orient and sensitize our parents group, all the stakeholders to come forward and participate in the vaccination program. Most of our schools were vaccination center, be it for dose 1 or dose 2, and we have left no stone unturned to keep it our grand success. And finally, we could see that vaccination in private school was touching at least 75%. Earlier, it was very, very low. So be it in the school reopening or vaccination program or any government policy and program, we are very actively participating there, and our presence is felt. Today also, as I was also discussing in executive meeting, there is a troll going on Twitter, and everything is tagged to me that your member schools are not opening school for young ones. Now, as a body, NPSC, when we decide that we will open up school, then we all must go with the decision. And I would request each one of you, your school leaders, to open up school for the young ones. Some of us may be waiting till April when the new session begins. Some of us have opened the school not yet provided with the transport services. Many of us are only depending on DTC, which is completely discontinued by Delhi government. So I'm again going to write a letter for reopening school unconditionally, because this time they have done away with the clause of 50% capacity or parent consent, but still there is the option of online class. So as long as online class option is there, we can never go back to normalcy. So now what parents are saying that some of our member schools did not open school, but they are calling children for the offline exam on the first day itself. It is on Twitter that some of the schools have started their final exam from February 21st, and that is the first day for the child. I think that is little unfair. As educators, as school leaders, we must take the onus of building that environment, conducive environment where children again feel like home. School is their second home. So, and these kind of assessment and evaluation, these are just diagnostic, because class 1 to 8 promotion doesn't depend on this final examination. I have written a letter to parents saying that these assessments are for and as learning rather than off learning, and it is not defining for their career, neither for their promotion, and we are not judgmental. But if they come back to school and write these exams offline, then the learning gap, as teachers, educators, we can know where our children stand. As parents also, they should know where their child stands. So it is just diagnostic, and we'll get our feedback and the learning gap, and we can again focus on those areas. So we all must work towards it. As a body, we must open our school and persuade our parents to come for offline examination. When we are not opening school for general classes, but say that only come for exam, that is little unfair. So it is my sincere request to all the school leaders, member of NPSC schools, to please welcome back your children. And slowly we can start with our transport services. If we have our own buses, we can combine routes. I started with only 5 to 6 buses, but now as the response is increasing, then I'm increasing the routes also. So please think in that line. And then tomorrow or day after, again, I'm writing a letter to LG saying that school should reopen unconditionally. So there should not be any condition that online and offline both should continue. Then only we will go back to normalcy. So this is regarding our program on vaccination and school reopening. I would request Asha to present the schools which have been inducted, the new school membership they have been granted. Asha, would you just present those schools?
Thank you, Sudha. Dear ladies and gentlemen, we at NPSC proposed to approve the membership of 6 schools which were virtually inspected in these last 2 to 3 months. All applications which were received by NPSC were scrutinized, digitally based upon data documents and information received from the schools. We have already put up the names of these schools in the executive body, and we propose in the general body meeting that these schools, they should be approved for the membership of NPSC. And to start with, Kumar Mangalam World School was inspected by Mrs. Usha Ram and Mrs. Malini Narayanan. Sunbeam School Balia was inspected by Mrs. Amita Mullah Watal and Dr. D.K. Pandey. Bal Bhavan Public School Mayur Vihar was inspected by Mr. Sanjay Gupta and Sonia Luthra. Bal Bharati Public School IMT Manesar was inspected by Mrs. Aditi Misra and Rashmi Malik. The Indian Heights School Dwarka was inspected by Mrs. Rachna Pant and Aditi Misra ma'am. And of late, we have inspected MRG School Rohini. And these are the 6 schools we propose to be approved for membership. May I invite Malini ma'am to put in a few words for KR Mangalam World School. She Malini ma'am, if you're there.
I think Malini left, but she spoke about KR Mangalam School very positively and very optimistically in our executive meeting. She had another meeting with Army Chief at 3:30. She has just written back to me. So we have on screen Dr. Jyoti Gupta, Principal KR Mangalam School. Jyoti ma'am, a hearty welcome to NPSC.
Thank you, Sudha ma'am. Thank you. Honored to be here.
All right.
Thank you.
Jyoti ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Asha ma'am. Pleasure and honor.
We don't have Mrs. Watal and Dr. D.K. Pandey here, but the two
No, I think D.K. Pandey sir is here. He said that he'll be here. We have otherwise Sonia Luthra ma'am. She also inspected Bal Bhavan Public School. Sonia ma'am?
Yes, sure. Thank you, Chairperson.
Purnima ma'am, I'm so sorry.
No issues. Thank you so much. The school, Bal Bhavan Public School, is affiliated to CBSE since 1985. And it was really good to see the type of activities Mr. Vivid Gupta is handling in his school. The school is doing very well in scholastic and co-scholastic domain. Overall, both of us recommend them to be the member of NPSC. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bal Bharati Public School Manesar was inspected by Aditi ma'am and Rashmi Malik. Aditi ma'am, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Yeah,
so
please,
we inspected, Rashmi and I inspected Bal Bharati School. And as is the case with all Bal Bharatis, systems were strong and very much in place. And I can vouch for Harsh Kumar as the principal, being the city coordinator for Gurgaon. Very supportive, very prompt. And I think he would be a very, very welcome addition to our NPSC group. And I look forward to a lot of contribution from young principals like him who will bring a breath of fresh air.
Aditi ma'am, he's on screen. Mr. Harsh Kumar is on screen. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. It gives me immense pride to be part of this NPSC group. And I would like to extend my sincere thanks to Aditi Mishra ma'am and Rashmi Malik ma'am for their constant support. And my special thanks to you, ma'am, for considering us for membership. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Most welcome. Now, I would invite Mrs. Rachna Pant, ma'am. She inspected in the Indian Heights School with Aditi, ma'am. Rachna, ma'am.
Aditi and myself, we inspected the Indian high schools. We were extremely happy to see the infrastructure, the other facilities that will be offered to the students there. Lot of new and innovative things were going. And as Aditi said earlier, that I am sure with these new people being inducted, lot of breath of fresh air will be there, and the NPSC will go from strength to strength. We recommend that it should be given to them, granted to them.
Thank you, Rachna ma'am. Mrs. Archana Narayan is on screen. Welcome, Archana ma'am, and she is my secretary in my Sahodaya also.
Oh.
So it would be a great pleasure to welcome her to NPSC. She does a lot of innovative work and a lot of training program, very proactive, and I know a person who is so good in documentation. So I know she would really contribute positively towards our all endeavors. Archana ma'am.
Thank you so much, Sudha ma'am, and it's a privilege to hear such nice words about me. I really didn't know, but at the same time, I extend my heartfelt gratitude and thanks to Rachna Pant ma'am and Aditi Mishra ma'am for the virtual inspection and approving me and taking me in the folds of NPSC. Thank you so much, and thank you once again, Sudha ma'am, because you were the force behind it. So thank you so much. And I'm sure I'll be able to contribute in whatever manner. I'm sure I'll be able to.
Thank you so much.
Justice to expectations you are having, Sudha ma'am. Thank you so much once again.
I would request Mrs. Pratibha Kohli. She inspected MRG school with Mrs. Jyoti Arora. Jyoti ma'am's daughter is not keeping well. That's why she is not able to attend. Pratibha ma'am, you are there? Pratibha Kohli ma'am, I just saw her.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Sudha ma'am. Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the wonderful opportunity given to inspect MRG school. Jyoti Arora ma'am and I together, we inspected the school. The school has excellent infrastructure. I must say, state-of-the-art infrastructure, and the teachers regularly attend capacity building programs of CBSE. The school provides ample space for games, sports. It has well-maintained physics, chemistry, biology labs, and overall, the school reflects very good ethos and has a commendable learning culture. Both of us felt that adding MRG school to our group of NPSC schools would really enhance our learning culture further. Thank you, ma'am, for the great opportunity.
Thank you. DK Pandey sir, are you there? Okay, this Sunbeam school was inspected by Dr. Amita Wattal and Dr. DK Pandey. In the executive committee meeting, they expressed their views that the school should be inducted. And I don't know whether principal is present here on the screen. Yes, he is there. Sir, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Sudha Acharya, ma'am. Good afternoon, Jai Hind to all of you. Myself, Dr. Kuwar Arun Singh, Director, Sunbeam School, Balia, is here to express my deep gratitude towards becoming a member of NPSC. A special thanks to Wattal ma'am and Dr. DK Pandey sir for their virtual inspection, and we got a lot of knowledge and energy. And on behalf of Sunbeam Balia, special thanks to Sudha Acharya ma'am, Chairperson, and Asa Farbakar ma'am, Secretary at PSC. Thanks to all of you for giving this opportunity, ma'am. Thanks.
Thank you. I can see Mr. Vivid Gupta now on screen. Most welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Sudha ma'am, and the entire team of NPSC for inducting us as the member here. Thank you, Swarnima ma'am and Dr. Sanjay Yadav for virtually inspecting us and guiding us through the processes of NPSC. And I believe that our school will be able to add the value to NPSC in the way and manner you were expecting us to do it. And we would want to learn and grow together with the other school members of NPSC. Thank you so much for having us here.
Thank you. Thank you. Asha, we will go to the next agenda, apprising our members day-wise for our annual conference. Can we play the video, please?
So that, Sudha, we would like to welcome Dr. Jyoti Gupta, Ms. Seema from Sunbeam Balia.
Yeah, Jyoti ma'am, I welcome. She spoke.
Vivek Gupta, Mr. Harsh Kumar, Ms. Narayan, to the team NPSC. Heartiest congratulations and welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Asha ma'am.
Thank you, Asha ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Asha ma'am. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. Most welcome.
Moving on, as you all know that the conference is slated on 4th and 5th March, and the chairperson is going to be giving you the details of the conference. So we have decided to put an overview of the conference in the form of a video. And before Sudha ma'am gives you detail about the conference, here is a little brief overview of the conference in the form of a video.
So this is an overview of our conference, all the sessions and the speakers. Before moving in, I think Mrs. Anshu Mittal is also with us. She has also been inducted as a new member. She's on the screen. Ma'am, are you there? Yeah.
Thank you, Sudha ma'am, and good afternoon, all the esteemed members. It's definitely a privilege to be part of this institution, and thank you, Jyoti and Jyoti ma'am, as well as Pratibha ma'am, for the kind words which they have said. Yes, definitely we boast of lovely infrastructure, but then a building is nothing without great teachers, So I'm hoping that with collaborated efforts, our teachers will also be trained and will be good educators, all-round educators, with your support and with your guidance. Thank you
so much. Thank you. So Ankit, can we have day-wise draft of our conference? I'll just apprise all the members. Yeah. So day one, inaugural session is starting with 10:15. I would advise all the members to log in 15 minutes before so that there will be smooth induction. And you can see that inaugural session is starting with invocation song. And there is a welcome address, and our inaugural address will be delivered by Sri Manoj Ahuja, former chairperson CBSE. Now he has been appointed as Secretary Ministry of Agriculture, but he has very gracefully consented to address us and kept his commitment to us. And our chief guest is Sri Kailash Satyarthi ji, Nobel Peace Prize, or Nobel laureate. All of you know about him. And then we have a conversation session with Professor Devashish Chatterjee, Director IIM Kozhikode, with Dr. Amita Mullah Watal. And the UN NPSC calendar will be released by the new Director, Unique Office India, Mr. Darren Farrant. And the calendar has been very nicely curated by Mrs. Mallika Preman and Mrs. Tania Joshi. All of you really sent your contribution, and then these have been curated. So session one is rethinking learning in primary years. Three powerful speakers are there: Dr. Rukmini Banerjee, CEO Pratham Education Foundation, Dr. Sunita Gandhi, and Dr. Vinita Kaul. All of you are very, very familiar with these three names. The session will be moderated by Dr. Ani Koshi and Mrs. Sadhna Bhalla. And it is coordinated by Seher, our executive member. Session two is future trajectories of technologies transforming learning ecosystem. Mr. Chris Harte, he is head of Australian Google Education, and Mrs. Bani Pentel, she is head of India and South Asia Google Education. And the session will be moderated by Mrs. Jennifer Starr. She is a recipient of Order of Australian Merit. She worked in India also for 10 years with ASA, and she has agreed to moderate with Asha, and the session will be coordinated by Mrs. Rashmi Malik, our executive member and principal, Salvan Public School, Gurgaon. Session 3, bridging the gap between art and academics through joyful learning. This will be a fabulous session because these two are fantastic performers with storytellers. So they will perform, and the session will be moderated by Mrs. Aditi Mishra and coordinated by Dr. Meenakshi Gupta. Next, session 4, designing assessment for holistic learning. Professor Bill Lucas, University of Winchester, UK. Professor Sandra Milligan, Director, Assessment Research Centre, the University of Melbourne, Australia. Dr. Jayashree Oza is a familiar name with us. She is a very frequent speaker at Ministry of Education and CBSE, and senior expert international consultant, advisor to Central Square Foundation. The session will be moderated by Mrs. Anuradha Joshi, Principal Sardar Patel Vidyalaya, and Mrs. Meenakshi Kushwaha, Secretary NPSC and Principal Birla Vidyaniketan. Mrs. Tania Joshi will coordinate the session. Day 2, morning again, we are starting at 10:30 with the session Skilling in Education, Cultivating the Entrepreneurial Mindset in Education. Mr. Rajesh Agarwal, Secretary, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India, has agreed. Dr. Vinay Thakur, again IAS, and Additional Director General, Ministry of Electronics and IT. Mr. Raj Nehru, all of us are very, very familiar, and his oratory skill. He is the Vice Chancellor, Sri Vishwakarma Skill University. Again, a very good panel. This session will be moderated by Dr. Ashok Pandey and Dr. Rajesh Hasija. Will be coordinated by Mrs. Reena Rajpal, Principal DAB School, and our executive member and our Joint Secretary. Session 6, Innovation in Education, the Algorithm for Meta Learning. Dr. Abhay Jere, Chief Innovation Officer, CIO, Ministry of Education. He is famous for his toy hackathon. Mr. Manish Jain, again a very familiar face at Ministry and CBSE, Professor IIT Gandhinagar. Professor M.M. Pant, former Pro Vice Chancellor IGNOU. It's a privilege to listen to him. This session will be moderated by Dr. Arunav Singh, Director, Nehru World School. And he's very, very proactive with FICCI Arise also. All of us are aware about him. Will be coordinated by Mrs. Minu Tiwari, Executive Member NPSC and Principal CRPA Public School. Next session will be Sustainable Education, a roadmap to circular economy. This session, the speakers are Dr. Jan Owen, Chairperson, Cool Australia. She is dealing with policy and policy matter for climate action in Australia, a very big name there. Dr. Ravi Chopra, he is a research scientist. If you Google him, you'll find a lot of work in water areas, combining water bodies and water pollution, water footprint. So he'll be a very good speaker. Dr. Anthony Haller, leader for research group in industrial ecology and circular economy, Faculty of Science, School Earth and Environment, Queensland, Australia. Moderator, Lata Vaidyanathan ma'am and Malini Narayanan, both of them will moderate, and the session will be coordinated by Mr. Sanjay Yadav, Executive Member and Principal, Alkan International School. Session 8, Learning to Leapfrog, Innovative Pedagogies to Transform Education. Dr. Joseph Emmanuel, all of us are familiar, Director Academics, CBSE. Mr. A.P. Harry, CEO, XP School. If you Google him, you'll find fantastic work he's doing. XP stands for experiential. Lot of work you can find. So I hope he will share his innovation in education with us. Mr. Sridhar Rajagopalan, again a very familiar face and co-founder of Educational Initiative Group. Mr. Atul Khosla, founder and Vice Chancellor of Shulini University. This session will be moderated by Dr. Usha Ram and Mr. L.V. Sehgal sir, and will be coordinated by Dr. Aparna Sivala, our Executive Member and Principal, Cambridge School, Srinivaspuri. Next session 9, School Leadership Beyond Education Management. Dr. N. Maithili Sastry, all of us are familiar with her, her work with NIPA. Now she has joined Mahindra University, Hyderabad. Dr. Anthony Mackey and Mr. Michael Stevenson. It is a proud privilege on our part to get them in the panel. Mr. Michael Stevenson is a senior advisor to OECD, and Anthony Mackey, President and CEO, National Center on Education and Economy, Washington, DC. Moderators are Dr. Ruchi Seth and Mrs. Seema Jairat. Mrs. Seema Jairat, Principal, DLF Public Schools. She has been a Joint Secretary with NPSC also. Ruchi ma'am, Principal, Lotus Valley International School. They will be moderating. And Richa Sharma, our Executive Member, Principal, Sanskriti School, will coordinate the session. Valedictory session, Recovery, Resilience and Reimagining Education. A moderator will be Mrs. Meenakshi Sahani, Vice Chairperson, NPSC and Principal, Modern School, Basant Bihar. We'll start with invocation song, and Mrs. Aditi Mishra will deliver an overview of the conference, the takeaways, the resolution, whatever we'll have both the days, she will deliver that. And then valedictory address will be given by Dr. Sridhar Srivastav. All of us are familiar with him, again, NCERT Director. He will also release our NPSC publication of best practices. All of you have contributed towards it. Building Resilient School, Decoding Holistic Wellbeing During Pandemic and Beyond. Dr. Dinesh Arora, he was the former Deputy CEO, Ayushman Bharat. So that's why we have called him. He'll throw some light on pandemic and how we can build resilient school and how we can overcome this health emergency and move ahead. And here our chief guest is Padma Shri Dr. Sudha Murthy. This is again a conversation session, and vote of thanks will be delivered by Mrs. Tania Joshi, Executive Member, NPSC, Principal, Indian School. And the closing remarks will be delivered by me, thanking everybody and looking forward to our Golden Jubilee year, which we will be embracing next year. It is the 50th year. So that's what our day one agenda and day two agenda looks like. I hope all of you would enjoy and would like the sessions, the speakers, and there would be a lot of takeaways for all of us. I can see all our moderators are present here. Seema ma'am, I can see, and so many, all of you are present here on the screen. Hope to see all of you, and then we'll have a fruitful session. Asha? Yeah, Asha, you are on mute mode.
Sorry.
Yeah, all of us are working together as a team. Our office bearers and our newly inducted executive members, all of us are putting a joint effort, and you are seeing I keep sharing all the teasers on the change maker group also. And today I have added all the new members, those who have been inducted to NPSC. So session wise, we have developed teasers, and one set of teasers are also waiting. So trying to be visible on all social media accounts of NPSC. I would request all of you to go through NPSC Facebook, Insta, LinkedIn, and Twitter account. You will see our presence there. Asha ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Sudha. And once again, on behalf of the chairperson, Dr. Sudha Acharya, and on behalf of the core team NPSC, we invite you to engage, to dive deeper in dialogues at the 49th annual conference, which is a virtual conference deliberating on the theme, Bridging the Gap for a Sustainable and Inclusive Learning World. I would also like to give you certain inputs of the executive while we were discussing. It was proposed by Mrs. Amita Mullah Watil that next year, under the chairmanship of Dr. Sudha, we'll be celebrating 50 years of NPSC. And at this juncture, she suggested that we have the international membership open. And also she proposed to have a regional conference where we can also discuss certain regional issues which can be addressed by NPSC as a team in totality. Also, it was suggested that government aided schools also now become a part of NPSC, and for that, after the conference, in one of the general body meetings, we intend having longer conversations under the leadership of Dr. Sudha Acharya. On this note, I invite the Vice Chairperson, Dr. Aditi Misra, to deliver vote of thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, this meeting was a very short and a crisp meeting just to brief the members about the 49th NPSC annual conference. Over to you, Aditi ma'am, for delivering the vote of thanks.
Good evening, everybody, to all the members, the old members, the executive members, and a very special namaskar to the new members. On behalf of the chairperson, Dr. Sudha Acharya, I wish to thank you all for sparing your time at the end of the day and joining us for this meeting and hearing so patiently the events that are going to happen on the 4th and 5th. We hope you all have registered. We hope you all will participate because the conference is of great interest to all of us. It is meaningful for each one of us, and it will be enriched by your presence. So please join in. Please get your teachers to join in. Send in your suggestions if you have something to say right now. If you wish to ask a question, looking at the theme, please send it across to the chairperson at Sudha at NPSC.
Chairperson.npscindia@gmail.com.
Yes. Please send in your email there with your questions. We would love to have you participate by you asking the question. The moderator will ensure that you get a chance to ask your question. Thank you for being part of NPSC. Thank you for helping us grow NPSC. And let's look forward to you involving more schools across the length and breadth of the country to make this movement of education stronger, brighter, and more luminescent than what it is now.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Ma'am, may I have a question, Sudhaji?
Yes, please.
Ma'am, have you issued this program which you all told us about right now? Have you issued it to all members yet?
Well, we'll be forwarding an e-invite, a formal invite in a day's time to all the member schools. And on the NPSC Changemaker groups, Dr. Sudha has been putting the dates and the sessions. And today was the meeting which was called for apprising all the members about the day 1 and day 2 sessions.
Right. I was only talking about the details. If
Yeah,
those
you
could
will
be
get
now that
everything.
it's a finalized, it's a wonderful program, ma'am. Well done to all of you. But if you could issue it to us so that we could plan accordingly, ma'am.
It will be issued today itself. I'll place the draft, the Changemaker group today itself. And those who have logged in, registration is already open. The link is already open. Some of you have already registered. So there also you can see the sessions, the speakers, everything it's a dynamic setup. So you can see there. So registration link is already open. Everything will be put on the Changemaker group today. So you
Wonderful,
will get
ma'am.
invite
Great going.
mail also you have received. All members have received invite mail.
Well
And
done, ma'am. Good going.
at this point, also a gentle reminder about the registration fee. The portal is open. And I'm sure in between all this going online and offline, some of us, I had forgotten that I had to pay for the 22-23 session. So those of you who haven't paid the membership fee, please do so, because
ma'am, do issue some more flyers. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So
thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. And we'll be making the payment through the portal now. I think a lot of us are yet pending for the payment because of the pandemic. We didn't realize how to make the payment.
Mr. Bill,
thank you.
I forgot. Don't worry.
Brother Alex, would you really make a sincere request to all the members for the payment, because next year 23 it's a golden jubilee year. So, and this year also, last 2 years we reduced the amount to 10,000. So we are not left with much money. So we need your subscription to go ahead.
Madam,
Yeah, Doctor.
we have 117 schools are yet to pay of 21-22.
Good
So
afternoon, everyone.
Today we have sent another letter to all these 117 schools explaining how to pay online or bank transaction.
So we are getting this request, but we have already paid. We'll be writing to you, because the fact is that we are getting the letter to pay, but we have already paid. All the schools have already.
Yeah, there are some 17 schools paid, but we are not able to reconcile it because there are some similar names are there. So if
We'll
you can
send you the
the
details.
receipt or something, send it to us. We'll be able to verify it.
Yeah, please.
Dr. Acharya, I wanted to highlight the same thing. Payment was made about a couple of weeks ago, but I keep getting the reminder.
Because
so
maybe the details are not there. So Brother Alex is not able to make out who has paid this. That's why.
Thank you.
Kindly send the details in the email which is mentioned there. So we will verify.
We'll send it, sir.
We'll send it. Yeah.
We'll send you the details, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. When you make it, please CC to us so that we will mark it that you have paid.
Dr. Sudha, with your permission, our sincere apologies on behalf of the team that if we've been getting repeated requests to make the payments, in spite of having done the payments, I would request the member schools to cooperate with us and update our list, and we are into the process of reconciling the accounts. And in that case, if you could send us the receipt to brother, then very quickly reconcile our accounts and will not trouble you in the near future. Thank you.
Very true.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the information. Thank you.
Stay healthy, and we look forward to see you all on our virtual platform, which is a beautiful platform for the 49th annual conference. On behalf of the chairperson, wishing you all a very safe week and hope to see you on 4th morning, sharp 10 o'clock.
Yeah, because a lot of new features you will be seeing this time. Even though same virtual mode, you will be having feedback, you will having a message wall, Twitter wall, intellectual nourishment, video hub. A lot of features are there, so you can explore yourself there on the virtual platform. Thank you so much. Aditi ma'am, last word from you.
I'm waiting for everyone to leave. I want to talk to you.
Thank you so much. Thank
Okay,
you so
bye,
much.
ma'am. Thank you very much.
Please,
Thank you, ma'am.
join us.
Thank you all.
Sudha.